Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to go over the newly released article on TabStocks.com regarding ZNOG Gas, ticker symbol ZNOG. To ZNOG Gas, ZNOG water over oil, but will Zion pull it off? This is following the latest TabStock update, October 3rd, 2022. TabStocks investigates. So the ZNOG Gas share price crashed from 18 to 14 cents on the 3rd of October following the operational update. The bottom line is that Zion needs to pass the water above the zone of interest where they believe the oil is. I'm pretty certain that this is not the first time oil wells have encountered such issues. In the latest updates, they sought advice regarding the issue. This is not surprising because clearly Zion are not experts when it comes to oil drilling. In fact, most of their board members do not appear to be oil experts, not even their CEO. One little problem, and they make a big issue of it, and their updates scare the market of ZNOG gas investors. On the upside, the update stated the following: "We are encouraged by the results of our recent testing operations. However, no further information was included other than that, particularly with the respect of our lower of two prospective zones we perforated near the final drilling depth of the well. It is pretty clear that Zion's main zone of interest contains a lot of oil, and they need to bypass the water at higher levels so that max pressure can be gained. As Zion stated, this lower zone, which is approximately 20 meters in thickness, is our primary zone of interest. This means that the area is large, some 65 feet, and there is oil and the pressure is strong, and the well could produce at least 10,000 barrels of oil per day. ZNOG Gas is making a mountain out of a molehill with respect to the water issue. We plan to isolate and neutralize the heavy water influx by procuring a 4.5-inch packer and installing it below the heavy water zone and above our primary zone, but we have no assurance this procedure will be successful. And there is the scaremongering, but we have no assurance that the well will be successful." And also in the update, they state, "We have no assurance the zone will produce any hydrocarbons in commercial quantities or whether the well ultimately will prove to be successful," probably sowing seeds of doubt to cause the share price to crash so that their friends, the big boys, can load up on cheap shares. You will note that the last PR Zion made was in May 2022, and since then no information as to the new license application to drill another well in Israel. In their October 3rd update, Zion stated, "We'll continue to provide updates in accordance with good corporate practices and all legal requirements when we have definite material news." I get the impression that Zion is planning to return to the NASDAQ next year after they declare MJ2 commercial. Zion's primary zone of interest clearly is rich in crude petroleum. ZNOG will pull it off. Well, ZNOG Gas should be able to, given that they brought in experts from overseas to help them conduct testing, and that the issue they are facing now is common in oil testing. We should be reading a ZNOG Gas PR the first week of November, in my view. At the time of writing, the share price was about 14 cents. Okay, so there you go. I mean, it's pretty much just a review of the ZNOG Gas article, and it kind of gives you mixed feelings on it. Really, he says, well, ZNOG Gas, they don't have any oil experts, and then he says, well, I think that they do have the ability to pull it off and all this, and we just don't know. And I do agree that you won't hear anything until November, regardless of what it is. I don't think that they released this update to crash the stock for their friends. I doubt that's the purpose of it. I think that they put out, the information just to, and we said that we were due for some type of update because people were contacting investor relations, people were getting mad and frustrated and anxious, and typically whenever they come out with some type of new update. So like I said in one of my other videos, that I'm expecting about month to month and a half of silence, and then they'll come out and they'll say whatever it is they have to say, and we'll go from there. Okay, so the reason that they came out with that type of update was it's operational, and plus they're just telling you we have no assurance that it's commercially viable because we're still testing. And legally that's what they wanted to do, to not create speculation. But on the flip side, all they do is create speculation whenever they don't give you the more information, because immediately once the update came out, stock crashed. People started pulling information from the internet and speculating that they got heavy water and it's selling for X amount per gallon and all this stuff, but there's nowhere in the update saying that they're doing that. So it's highly doubtful that's what they're doing. What they're coming in to do is they're trying to get to the oil, because obviously there's something down there, and they just want to see if they'll have enough to produce in commercial quantities. So that's what we're waiting on. That's what we're hoping for, and we'll kind of have to wait it out and see from there. So like I've said in my previous videos, I think the next few weeks, in my opinion, I think that we're going to kind of continue to come down probably to about 10 cents, and we should find some pretty decent support from there, and we'll see kind of what happens. So, all right, guys, have a great weekend. Let me know your comments below. Other than that, we'll catch you in the next one.